So yeah, what do we teach at STARTrading? Well, you've been through the process. You tell us everything.
Oh gosh. I think we should talk people through. You've signed up to the mentorship.
Yeah.
What's included? What are you going to do? Who's going to do it? Who are you going to meet? How's it going to work?
Yeah. So we've got different levels of mentorship and different length term of mentorship as well. But everybody on mentorship will kind of start with a very, very similar 8-week process, but with maybe varying levels of support and accountability depending on which mentorship they're on. But if we just talk about the first 8 weeks and what that tends to look like, I think that might be helpful. So in the first 8 weeks, we are generally taking people from knowing literally absolutely nothing. So if you know absolutely nothing about trading, then this is the community for you, because we do take you from zero to hero. Mm-hmm. Again, the time frame at which people do that is different. It varies depending on kind of them and time and commitment they can put into it. But you only really need an hour a day on a daily basis in your learning phase. If you can do more, great. But I would always say don't do more than 2 hours as an absolute maximum. And I would still recommend breaking that 2 hours up. Yeah. So do an hour in the morning, hour in the evening, if you wanted to spend that much time. But an hour is enough. And again, you could split that hour into half an hour here, half an hour there. Which is why we get people who are working 9 to 5s, shift work, still able to end up mastering this skill set. So with the kind of kickoff of your mentorship, you would have a one-to-one session with a member of the coaching team, member of the mentorship team, and we kind of just get you set up. So it's a bit like an onboarding call. You'll get access to our recorded content, which is like 12 different modules, all about mindset, about the foundations of trading, about risk management, all of that sort of stuff. So you're working along through that in partnership with your mentorship. So it's really, really important that we put the two together. So each week, you know exactly what you need to have completed by the time you come into your mentorship session. Then on that call, you're also going to be given access to the STARTrading community. So the wonderful people at STARTrading is in the gang members flipping heck. Yeah. Knives at dawn. Or maybe you're in a Shanty gang, whatever it might be. Then you get given access to the community where you get a whole support system from other mentees and people who've been through the mentorship process and are now live and successful trading. So in that moment when you get added to that group, we'll do a little welcome message. We say, who are you? Tell us a bit about you. We want to know what you're about, what your Instagram handle is, if you're a dog or a cat person. I think we're currently with more dog people than cat people.
Yeah, we always request dog pictures.
Yeah, we do. And we get them.
Yeah, we do.
And we love them. And so that's kind of like your first introduction to the community. Just a few questions to get to know them. People are very, very welcoming and you'll feel very supported and very welcome straight off the bat. Was that your experience? I hope it was.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As soon as you come in, everyone's welcoming.
Yeah.
Gifts, waves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gifts, GIFS, not gifts, GIFTS. I mean, the gift is you've just joined STARTrading.
Yes.
There we go. But don't expect in the post like a bottle of champagne or something. We're not quite at that level yet. Although maybe we will do that at some point. That'd be cool. So that's kind of like your initial step, your onboarding, your welcoming into the gang. And then you start the work of learning how to trade. Which is very, very methodical. So there's going to be 0 point at which you don't know what to do next. You don't know what's coming up. We give you an outline of exactly what your next 8 weeks are going to look like, what you're expected to do, what we're expected to do, and how we're going to collaborate together to make you a successful and a safe, profitable trader. So week 1 of your mentorship technically starts after that first call. So that's kind of like a bonus session. It doesn't really count as part of your mentorship. It is part of your mentorship, but it's kind of like a pre-mentorship call. Then your first mentorship session is with a mentor. We cap those sessions to maximum 4 people because we want to make sure we're giving you the value, we're giving you the space to ask questions and apply the knowledge we're teaching. So that's a 2-hour session. That's week 1. Week 2 is a 2-hour session and week 3 is a 3-hour session, all building those foundations, giving you space to practice, giving you space to make mistakes and really helping you hone and create a really solid foundation within your trading. So over that 3 weeks, we're looking at what are charts?
Yeah.
What is a candle pattern? What am I looking for in this candle pattern? How do I actually apply that? How am I doing this in a safe way? How do I make sure I'm using really, really low risk within our profile of how we stay safe? What are the other safety measures? What are the 10 steps I need to go through on every trade to make sure I'm doing it safely and doing it properly? So we're covering all of those foundations. And then in week 4, we start to like shift it up a little gear, where we start applying the strategies and the systems we're learning into the markets. Not live, still in our kind of testing phase. And that's what we continue to do for weeks 5, 6, 7, and 8. So each of those sessions, so 4 to 8, weeks 4 to 8, it's just 1 hour a week with your mentor. And then you're doing self-study, self-testing, self-analysis of the markets, and really identifying, testing your ability to use our systems in the market with feedback from your mentor, giving you kind of that step-by-step, okay, you might be doing 3 or 4 things wrong, but let's focus on one. We'll master that, go to the next one. Because if we try and correct everything at the same time, guess what happens? It becomes overwhelming, it becomes difficult, and you won't make as quick progress as if we do it in this way, which is why we've developed our methodology from a training perspective to be as effective as it is. And at the end of that 8 weeks, you should be trading. Our guarantee within STARTrading, one of our guarantees, is that you should be trading that strategy live by the end of that 8 weeks.